32 in the final. And, I noticed the output is down. Instead of being close to 150 watts, it's down to about 110, 120 sometimes. Then after a while, it drops off a little more. Cable onto the antenna changeover reel. No, it's not the relay. As I was saying, I rolled the transmitter out and propped open the lid, and I'm sniffing around, and it's like, well, I don't really smell it. It seems to be in the air, so I had the thing on key down, a stack of index cards, which haven't been taken out of the package, jammed under the lid to keep it propped open. And I'm beginning to smell the smoke. And there I thought I saw in the light a wisp. So I broke out the little LED flashlight. Sure enough, there's smoke rising up from the parasitic suppressor from between the plate of the tube and the tank circuit. Yes, a fatty. Yes, a non-illegitimate carborundum resistor, eh? Well, I got a number of those of the right size. And instead of the clip-on plate cap, I wanted to use the plate cap used for a 41000, which would fit the 4D32 and look very sexy. But I don't feel to lay my hands on that, but through a little bit of organization, putting things away, I don't know where the hell those plate caps are, and I got a crap load of them. They're probably up in a building at the top of the hill, I think. So that's where they're at. That's where they're at. And I do have some small, non-illegitimate carborundum resistors, but I got to start digging around. I got big ones, but not the size I need. So rather than spending half the day, because I got a bunch of crap to do, I decided to fix what's there. So what the parasitic suppressor consists of are three 75-ohm 2-watt resistors, carbon resistors, paralleled up, and then a wrap of about 2 turns of what looks like maybe number 16 gauge tinned bus wire that I figured would work okay. Well, the lower frequencies, it's fine. But the higher frequencies, it's not. So, or shall I say 10 meters. And I guess this has been a problem that's been slowly ongoing. As you know, it's debatable whether or not there is any parasitic issue. So what happens is across that 2-turn inductor, due to the output capacity of the tube, it becomes part of the tank circuit more and more as far as tank capacity. So an RF voltage is developed across that, and it starts to heat the resistors. And little did I know, I was slowly cooking on the death, because 375-ohm resistors in parallel should probably be about 20-something ohms and not dissipate that much, but apparently it was. So after spending time looking for things and saying the hell with it, I wound up breaking out the split-tip slobbering gun and knocking off the slobber and removing the 2 turns of the 16-gauge bus wire, and I ohmed out what was there. The resistors they look cooked, but they're still good in some respects. So I measured about 9.3 ohms instead of 20 ohms. Well, that'll probably work. But we'll go with far less inductance, so I found a scrap of number 12 electrical wire that was just a cutoff, just a little piece. I save everything. So I stripped off a little bit more of the insulation and made like a 1-turn inductor, a much heftier stuff, soldered it up, put it in there, and it's working. I'm seeing 100 minutes out. So, and it's stable. So that's all that matters. VE6CQ from WA1H and LR.
Delta 5, Papa Yankee India. Aquí estamos en escucha. Buenas tardes.
Estamos monitoreando, nada más.
Perfecto. Buenas tardes, Jesús.
Delta 2, Romeo Oscar Papa, Kilo Delta Oscar Papa, escuchando, listening.
CQ from Foxtrot 4, Golf X-Ray Sierra, Foxtrot 4, Germany X-Ray Santiago, calling for any call. CQ from Foxtrot 4, Germany X-Ray Sierra, Foxtrot 4, Golf X-Ray Sierra for any call.
Fox. Attention, Foxtrot 4, this is Kilo Delta 5, Papa Yankee India.
QRZ, please QRZ again, this is Foxtrot 4, Germany X-Ray Sierra, Foxtrot 4, Germany X-Ray Sierra, over.
Okay, this is Kilo Delta 5, Papa Yankee India. Kilo Delta 5, Papa Yankee India, QSL?
Yes, QSL, Kilo Delta 5, Papa Yankee India. Kilo Delta 5, Papa Yankee India. You are 5 and 9 plus 60 dB, 5 and 9 plus 60 dB in West Coast of France. West Coast of France, 5 and 9 plus 60 dB. Very great signal. Back to you, sir. Kilo Delta 5, Papa Yankee India, 4 6s.
QSL, Foxtrot 4, Golf X-Ray Sierra. You 5-9, very strong signal too. My name is Oscar, QSL.
Yes, 100% Oscar, 100%.
And the open wire line I had going to the phasing line at the 70-foot level is number 8, solid copper. That's a line I made many years ago, but unfortunately copper gets work hardened, and a few years ago the feed line just broke off and fell to the ground, so the antenna has to be lowered. And my friend that did all my was also a ham, and did it professionally. Well, he fell to his death in a tower incident 2 years ago. So I don't have anybody really that can do the things that he can do, or get the right people to work with him. So I got together with a facility planner of the power company, which is Central Maine Power, and he agreed, well, this is really a very unsafe situation. So finally, After jumping through a number of hoops, there's 2 new poles planted. There's a new pole for the 7200 to end. The primary power would end roughly 40 feet from the distance between the 2 towers. And a 240-volt line will be run overhead that will connect to the underground feeds to a couple of buildings up there, including one of them that I own now, called the Bunker. So you may hear me on from the Bunker eventually. So that's a story. So that's coming along. You know, the poles are set. The power company hasn't done a damn thing. Therefore, I can't really do anything. And I can't keep bugging them. It's in the thought. It's in the stream. It's in the stream of consciousness. My wife says, "Why don't I call the guy who's a facility planner and start bugging him?" But they have so damn many projects going on. Well, the fact that they had 2 new poles set is major league. But they know that they have to complete the project, and even if they did finish it, there's not much I could do. It's more of a springtime, early summer kind of project. But once that antenna comes online on 4 meters, on AM, I was quite the contender with a Junction 600, and on 10 meters, the lobes split, you know, so I'd have one lobe basically going right at you, another one down towards Florida, and a hole towards Texas. That's pretty much how it used to be when I used to have an earlier version of that antenna up, so you know, it's like I've lost all my good antennas, and I think you asked about the hex beam. Maybe that was Robert. W0BMC. Well, some of the guys I've been talking to are, like my good friend Kevin, N0BQV, on a few occasions. Tim, WA5TGK, a few others, but the problem with 10 meters is that once you're on, and nothing gets done. So after I finish up this contact with you, I'm just going to turn this thing off and walk away. And that's my story, at least one of them. Yeah, as far as Bob KBW is concerned, one thing that has really divided the AM scene is politics. I'm not a right-winger. I'm not an election denier. And all these idiots that get behind Trump and think that he is God's gift to a president, they're seriously mistaken. So Bob and I have had words, and his buddy Bill, W1LLY, and I have had words and tangled ass on the air, and and there's a handful of other people that I keep arguing with. You know, I didn't get into politics to argue. I didn't get into ham radio to get into politics, but you know, you reach a point to where you have your saturation, and I'm not going to walk away. I'm going to fight. V6CQ from WA1H and YLR. You got to do it. Would like to hear all
receptive or mind
Ricky.
What's up there, my friend there? Well, I've been hiding in the studio. Probably about it. Yeah, pretty good. Tired 3 years ago. I'm enjoying it, man. Just, you don't see anything. It's good. Everybody's fine. Yeah, hope all's well out there. Out west, man. How you been? Just trying to press the button.
Started communicating offline.
Harder and harder for you to survive a little living. You're a hard-working person. You should be rewarded for working hard. The problem is, and go to work each day, it's giving more incentive for people to not to go to work each day. There's one of your problems. That's the biggest one. More incentive, like when the conservatives were in power, Harper had income splitting to help people that were working hard, made them work harder. And again, liberals do, they took it away within the first month.
Thank you.